All right, welcome back, everybody. Hope you've been enjoying season 1 so far. I know I sure have. Necro's been a blast so far. It's about 9 hours into launch, as you can see from the time, and I'm level 43, about to attempt my Capstone dungeon here. I've been leveling up with the Blood Surge build and just switched over to Shadow Blight, thinking that I could make use of this Vicious Heart. When you walk near a corpse, it automatically explodes with one of your equipped corpse skills. So essentially, we're going to be spamming our corpse explosion and getting pulls with corpse tendrils, using our blight to do our damage. I've gotten a few aspects to kind of fill out the build for now. I've been kind of just trying to power through levels and haven't really paid much attention to completing any map objectives. All right, for the gear. So this Wraithful Heart here is the main source of our damage. I haven't tested it yet, but it's on paper gonna give us a stacking 40% more damage per crowd control effect on the target, and when they become unstoppable, just 131% flat increased damage. So really strong. And then for the aspect in here, 70% increased damage for 6 seconds after the Shadow Blade key passive damages enemies 10 times. Pretty strong. I put it in my amulet just as a little damage increase. It came out of the codex, so easy to get. This aspect, each time the Shadow Blade key passive deals damage to enemies, it increases next Shadow Blade's damage within 10 seconds by 30%, stacking up to 5 times, just trying to get as much shadow damage on the targets as possible, stacking our damage. This Brutal Heart isn't as necessary, but getting Decrepify on your targets is pretty strong. It allows you to stay alive a little longer. And slow targets, which allows us to put another source of crowd control on our targets and gives us more damage. This is Umbral, just gives us a little mana regen. This Vicious Heart is the one that gives us all our quality of life, let's say. Walking near corpses automatically activates a corpse skill every second, so this pulls enemies with the tendrils and corpse explosion constantly going off. I put Bone Prison spawns on a pool of blight that deals 200%. It haven't tested this yet, but I felt like 200% more blight damage is pretty good for bosses. We got some armor, stacking armor here. Consuming a corpse increases our damage to our next core skill. This is just always consuming corpses, so our blights are going to be a little bit stronger, and no aspects on my helm, chest, and boots at the moment. But if you have them, put in some basic attacks, reduce your damage by 20%, and other defensive aspects to help you out. I'm sure I'll be able to do this dungeon, but let's get into it. Before we get into it, I might as well go over the skills real quick. So we're just going Reap, going all the way to Colt's Reap to get the extra corpse, taking Unliving Energy into Imperfectly Balanced. I think it's bugged, can only put one skill into it. Max Blight, going into Supernatural Blight. Corpse Explosion, going into Blighted Corpse Explosion. Taking 3 into Grim Harvest, taking 3 in Field by Death. Taking some into Bone Prison to get that blight in the center of the Bone Prison when you get that aspect. Taking 3 into Skeletal Warrior Mastery. Taking 3 into Skeletal Mage Mastery. Taking the top portion of the Shadow Tree here. Taking Corpse Tendrils, 1 skill, going into Plagued Corpse Tendrils. I have 1 into Necrotic Carapace so that we can get some Fortify when we're popping bodies or making bodies. I have Army of the Dead right now. I'm gonna take it off and we're gonna use Bone Prison. And our last one is Shadow Blight. It gives us all our damage with our shadow abilities. So yeah, pretty simple. We'll put 2 into here and start getting our skeletal a little stronger. They're pretty strong in our blights. So let's give it a shot and see what we can do. Just a little update of how I've been leveling. If you guys want some assistance or, you know, want to see how others are leveling their characters. So looks like our damage is more than enough here. Definitely enjoying the Shadow Necro over the Blood Surge Necro for leveling here. We were already making so many corpse explosions, it just made sense. Okay, I just bone prisoned myself and he teleports out. I can see that's going to be a problem with the bone prison. Hopefully it works better for bosses, or we wait till we pull and then bone prison them. Yeah, it seems to do pretty good damage if you set it up properly. They can't get out. And that's going to be up for almost every elite pack, it seems. So I enjoy that. So how have you guys been enjoying the season so far? It's been a real blast for me. I haven't had any huge complaints. I heard about EU having some login issues. North America servers seem to be okay and unaffected. Uh-oh. Did you guys start off with a rogue like almost everybody else, or Necro? Seems like the two most popular classes. I walked through town today and seen about 6 Necros in a row. And then earlier, the same thing with rogues. So sad that the other classes didn't get a buff before season start instead of nerfs. Everybody knows they were already too weak. Hopefully everything gets sorted out and everybody's enjoying the class they're playing this season. I know I'm pretty happy with the way this Malignant Heart works, and I'm sure everybody's going to be using it. It's just way too powerful. So far, this has been pretty easy. I think I could have probably took it a couple levels earlier. I don't know if I would have been able to without the Wraithful Heart I found. But I don't really CC the enemies too much. I have a stun, vulnerability, and a slow, so that's just stacking 120% more damage. I'm not doing anything crazy like I plan to later on in my builds. If you guys are playing Necro, are you guys playing the Bone Spear Necro builds, or did you guys try something new this season? I know Bone Spear is still pretty strong. I'm pretty new to Necro still, but I want to try out their builds this season. I've played a lot of Druid and a lot of Sorcerer, and want to try out something new. Necro seemed to be looking pretty cool this season compared to the other classes, so thought I'd give it a try. Hopefully come up with something fun. Get some good drops early, so I can showcase them to you guys. I'll try to keep some progress updates on my build as I go through the main pinnacle moments. These guys are really spread out. Quite frustrating. And there went all my skeletons. And change a couple of my passives here in a quick second. So if you find your skeletons dying, this passive right here will protect them from getting too much damage in a single hit. Looks like we're doing pretty good. Walking through doors. Alright, let's do this, Elias. Yeah, the damage is really good. Oh, the survivability isn't so good. Okay. We gotta dodge. We gotta dodge. Oh. Okay. I mean, fair if the upgrade just wants to present itself to me. I'll wear it. Okay, so we start here. Make him vulnerable. There we go. That's an easy capstone dungeon. Right, I'm gonna try to keep this build going, keep it up to date. If you guys want to keep following, like and subscribe so that you can keep up to date with what I'm putting out, and I hope to see you on the next one.